Hi, I'm Kat Miller. Welcome to Passionate Living. This is one of our holiday specials that we're bringing to you of some of our favorite guests throughout the years. And one of them today is at an amazing inn in Buffalo, New York called InnBuffalo off Elmwood. And this historical home, man, if it could tell stories, I'm telling you, it is just one of the most beautiful places I have ever been to. And the story behind how this couple started the inn is just extraordinary. And we have one other surprise for you on today's show in our holiday special of Passionate Living.
Welcome to InnBuffalo off Elmwood.
Joseph, how you doing?
It's a pleasure to have you.
It's so nice to
yeah,
see you
good
again.
to see you.
I love this place. I'm so excited to have you give us a tour.
I'm so
today.
honored to have you interview me for this segment, and we're excited to have you guys and share their property with the rest of the world.
Well, shall we go in and take a look?
Sure.
Thank you.
Welcome to the inn.
Wow, I know. I love this place so much. It is just so absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you for the kind words. It's really a pleasure to share it with you and for our guests. It's an amazing place. It has an amazing energy. It's a great way to tell the Buffalo story. It's a part of the Buffalo story. And when you view Buffalo through the lens, which is InnBuffalo off Elmwood, it changes your perception of this city.
Yes, it really does. You know, and this is such a special segment for me because I've always believed that a home has a soul. And especially these grand old homes, because the people that built them, that lived in them, weren't taking the mainstream path. They were taking the path less traveled oftentimes. And these walls hold the most remarkable stories from the past that we bring into the future.
Well, part of the Buffalo story is Mr. Hewitt, the owner of this house, he was an inventor. And he was drawn to Buffalo like a magnet to take advantage of the power. Nobody had an abundance of power. Buffalo was the first major city with electricity, first city with electric streetlights and electric trolleys.
Yeah.
Most of the cities around the country and around the world patterned their trolley system after ours. And Mr. Hewitt was not from Buffalo, but drawn like a metaphor. I use the metaphor like a magnet to take advantage of the power. Inventions that helped change the world happened here.
Obviously, your passion for this home has changed a whole community. You and your wife took this on, and now you're impacting an entire community, not just with providing this beautiful history in this home and a place for them to stay, but you're affecting the entire community because you share the history of the city with everybody who walks through these doors, and you open up a whole new perspective and a whole new world for them.
Well, it's part of the Buffalo story, and
Right.
it's quite historical and it's significant. And so, but when you view Buffalo through the lens, as I said before, that's InnBuffalo off Elmwood, it changes your perception, and it makes this a much more desirable place, much more than chicken wings, snow, and the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
So this is a Hewitt Master Suite. It's incredible. The woodwork is a little bit different. This is old growth cherry.
Wow.
It has a thermostat right behind you that controlled the temperature in the
Wow,
room.
look at this thing. This is gorgeous.
120 years old. This may be the most advanced home built, mechanically speaking, in the
At the
world.
time. Wow.
In the world.
And then there's something else in here that's pretty extraordinary.
So Mr. Hewitt lived in the Waldorf Astoria,
Right.
and he came to Buffalo, and he brought with him some of the elements of New York City, including this Victorian needle spray shower. And what's remarkable about this shower is it actually energizes these ribs. It becomes a body shower.
Oh, wow.
And Theodore Roosevelt was inaugurated and actually showered in this identical shower at the Buffalo Club.
Okay.
And lo and behold, one of the first things he did when he became the president, is installed these showers in the White House.
That's amazing.
The silvering came off the mirror.
Right.
And I was trying to figure out these little knobs, and I unscrewed them, and I was trying to figure out how the mirror is going to come off to get it, to change it. And I had a glass guy here, and he said, you know what? This might be a cabinet.
Oh,
So this is a cabinet.
heavens.
Yeah. So
Wow. How cool is this?
yeah.
That is amazing. And would you look at how well crafted this is? You buy something like this now off of, Amazon or somewhere, it won't go up and down 100 years later. What got you into all this? How did you start this project? Because I know when I did it for a little while out in Santa Barbara, it just took me by storm. It just took over my life.
So we bought this property at a tax foreclosure sale.
Wow.
Sight unseen in 2011. So I like to say that this house has taken me on a magic carpet ride. It has made me a historian. It has made me a Buffalo ambassador. It brought into focus so many things, including why my grandfather was here. In 1907, my grandfather came through Ellis Island, typical immigrant story.
Right.
I used to think, oh, Grandpa, we have family in New Jersey and New York City. If you would have stayed in New York, I could have been something. And there's a lot of truth to that joke, but
Right.
he was in Buffalo because this was the land of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Italian word, I don't know the phrase, about the streets being paved in gold. And if you were a dependable guy, just as a laborer, you can own a home, raise a family, your wife didn't have to work. It was the American story, American dream. And that's why my grandfather was here. And I didn't understand it until we bought this property at a city tax
Right.
sale.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Vacuum cleaner?
I like your vacuum system. And your wife is such an amazing part of this project.
Oh, this is all her vision. I'm just her maintenance guy, truthfully. She picked out the colors. She's so appropriate. That's why we are maybe one of the highest rated properties on TripAdvisor
Wow.
in the country, if not the world. Although air conditioning was invented in Buffalo, it was not invented yet. So if you want to stay cool on a warm summer's day,
Right.
you came below grade, or you went
Ah,
out to the lake.
Right. Made sense. And this was probably quite the hangout, I would imagine, for the gentlemen.
Yeah.
The billiards room.
Yeah, the ladies went upstairs in the ladies' lounge, which is located on the 3rd floor. I call it, it's part of the penthouse. It's part of the Art Nouveau East and West suites. But back in the day, it was where the ladies would go up and do needlepoint.
Wow.
And the men would come down here and smoke the cigars and play pool.
Utterly and completely boring. This is why I became a tomboy at a young age, because it's like, are you kidding me?
So this is the very
Needlepoint?
spot that Grover Cleveland was rumored to have been photographed playing billiards. And this may be the original table that kind of came first full circle. This was donated to us. And this may be the original table from this room.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Yeah. A little pool?
Bring it on.
All right. Grab your stick. Look at that shot. Oh man, good game. Good game. But at least they cleared off a few balls before.
You made it respectable. They were having fun. They were partying. This house was built to entertain, and it was built to welcome guests from around the corner to around the world. And we embody that here.
Right. That's beautiful. Wow, Joseph, thank you so much for.
Well, it's been an
this
honor
tour.
having me on Passionate Living. Is that right?
It has been an honor of having you on Passionate Living. What a joy to share in this beautiful home and to share your passion for it. What you and your wife have done, and it has changed a whole community and impacted it. Thank you for that beautiful
My
work.
honor. Thank you very much. And as always, there will always be room for you at the end.
And Joseph is the perfect name for you to own
Yeah.
an inn, right?
Yes, indeed.
Thanks. And now a few words from somebody who has changed my life in 2025 with health and wellness. And I got to tell you, I have been doing craniosacral therapy to help repair my body from a really rough accident where I was rear-ended last year at a red light. And my friend has just changed my life, and I just want to share this with you.
Hello, I'm Deborah Miller. This holiday season, give the gift of health to yourself and your loved ones. If you've never heard of craniosacral therapy, it's an amazing modality that can really change the course of your life. For more information, call me at 716-200-0686, and you can visit the website at tissuewhisperer.com. I look forward to supporting you for a healthy 2026.
Before we dive into our next amazing Passionate Living story, I just want to thank you for being here watching our show. Our passion is to inspire you and our audience to live your dreams and use it to make a difference in the world around you. And as we take this journey ourselves, we would love to invite you to help to support us by going onto our social media, subscribing, liking, commenting, and if you feel inspired, for the price of one designer coffee a month, become a member and help to support our efforts to keep bringing these amazing, passionate stories to you. Now let's go jump into our next Passionate Living adventure.
It's that time of the year, everyone's filled with cheer. Children laugh and playing, gifts tucked under the tree, by the fire, you and me. What could be more inspiring? Can it always be Christmas? Celebrating with each other. Stop the arguing, start the caroling. Let me hear you sing. La 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 la. Ooh, I love Christmas. Nibble on a candy cane, walk down a snowy lane. Yeah, this is Christmas. Decorations everywhere. Feel the love in the air. Ooh, I love Christmas. Tables all set for a family to feast. Grandma and Grandpa are ready to eat. One look around, smiles are all you see. This is Christmas. La 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 la. Ooh, I love Christmas. Tables all set for a family to feast. Grandma and Grandpa are ready to eat. One look around, smiles are all you see. This is Christmas. This is Christmas. I love Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. I love you.
Today we have a wonderful holiday surprise for you, and we're going to meet a very special man, Tom Larantz, who is going to talk about a song that he wrote with Tony Bennett in mind for the holidays. If you shut your eyes and listen to this song, you will think that Tony Bennett is singing it. We are also going to meet Tony Bennett's personal assistant who got to share the song with him, and she's going to give us a little bit of her insights about the song and Tony's reaction to it. So sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy this wonderful journey.
Stop the arguing, start the caroling, let me hear you sing. La 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 la. Ooh.
A year ago, Christmas morning, I woke up and I had this little song idea in my head, so I grabbed one of the guitars and started plunking around a little bit, and I came up with this melody. I grabbed my iPhone and I started singing into it, and I came up with this little song called This Is Christmas. And I thought, gee, you know, it might be a little fun thing to send out to my close friends, so I grabbed the iPhone, sang it, recorded it in there, and texted a little message and Merry Christmas to my close friends and sent it out. And then if we fast forward a whole year, I'm visiting a good friend of mine, Kenny Tomasula, and he said, hey, you know, it's Christmas season right now. What'd you ever do with that song you wrote last year? And I said, well, really not much of anything. I said, I had hoped back then to do something with sending it to somebody like Tony Bennett to sing. And Ken mentioned, and we all are kind of aware of this now, you know, Tony's going through a lot of health issues, so there's no way Tony would be able to do this. So Kenny called him, you came right over. Yep. We did our little greeting. I said, hey, 40, I got this little new song I'm thinking of doing. Why don't you give it a whirl? I grabbed the guitar there, and we started playing a little bit. And the moment you opened your mouth and started singing, I almost dropped to my knees. I said, what a voice. And Ken Kaufman said, you know, being a holiday time, he said, this could really be a great traditional Christmas song. Let's do it as a ballad. Yes. And that really brought your voice to the forefront.
Grandma and Grandpa are ready to eat. One look around, smiles are all you see.
I am here today with a very special guest that I'm excited for you to meet, Suzanne Hillary, and she has been in the music industry for over 3 decades and has some wonderful stories to share. We're going to talk with her a little bit about Tony Bennett today, who she's worked with for 5 years. And I want to welcome you to Passionate Living, Suzanne. The little bit I've talked to you, you definitely have a passionate spirit, that's for sure.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you and be a part of your program today.
Thanks. How has it been to work with Tony Bennett?
He's just an amazing person, and I have to say, people will say, is he really as nice as he seems? I'm like, nicer. I mean, like, just absolutely just a spiritually beautiful person, you know, super creative, very, very, very hardworking. You know, we would be going downtown to like a record release, you know, for a record signing at a local record store, and he's talking about, you know, marching in Selma with Martin Luther King. And when in the office, the phone would ring and my assistant would be like, you know, a Coretta is on the phone, and it would be like Coretta Scott King or somebody named Dionne, who kind of sounds like Dionne Warwick. And I said to my assistant, whoever they say they are in this office, they are who they are. And it was just as simple as that. During these days, he was surrounded with amazing people because he's an amazing person himself, and people just flocked. And his guest list, you know, let's say at Carnegie Hall was, you know, endless. He was just a really amazing person.
For over 75 years, Tony's been singing Christmas songs to all of us.
Sure has.
What if we do our own Christmas song and dedicate it to him?
Okay.
All right. Well, I got it ready. I just wrote a song, it's a brand new song called This Is Christmas. Wow. Here are the charts. Pass these out for you guys. We're going to go get changed.
Beautiful.
And Tony, Merry Christmas.
This one's for you.
this song for Tony Bennett. He said when they wrote it and sang it, they felt like this was for Tony.
It was a very simple thing where I get a text, out of the blue, of this Christmas song, and I was just like, where did this come from? And it was it seriously was about a month ago, and it just hit me over the head instantly, going like, when did Tony do this? And I don't understand, what is this? My first gut instinct was like, this is going to confuse and maybe upset Tony, because he's gonna not remember when he recorded it, because I thought it sounded so much like him.
I couldn't believe it. The first time I heard it, I'm like, he sounds just like Tony.
But this is and I hope for, a century to come, this is a Christmas hit classic. This song, yes, it was sung and arranged in the spirit of Tony Bennett, but honestly, they wrote this song. They played this song. I hope this is just the beginning for these guys, because they worked really, really hard, and I just think it's a hit Christmas song.
Coming from you, that's beautiful to hear. Coming from you with your background and your music, I know that'll mean the world to them. Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you a million times over for this beautiful, beautiful interview today. I'm so grateful to you.
Happy holidays to all your listeners and viewers out there, and they're lucky to have you up there, and happy whatever anybody celebrates. It's not even necessarily
happy whatever anybody celebrates. That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.
Take care.
I love Christmas. Tables all set for a family to feast. Grandma and Grandpa are ready to eat. One look around, smiles are all you see. This is Christmas.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this special holiday season of Passionate Living. And this holiday, we want to send you, everybody at Passionate Living, so much goodness, wishes for joy, great health, and lots of laughter, and lots of good food. So remember, as you're going through the holiday season, sometimes this is a hard time for people who've just lost loved ones or who are by themselves. So if you have a neighbor or someone in your community or your tribe that you think might be having a particularly hard holiday season, make sure to reach out. That is the greatest gift that you can give to another, is just some love and time from you to another human being or animal or anyone in this world who, again, might be struggling, and bringing a little bit of goodness into their life. So for everybody here at Passionate Living, we want to send you love and blessings for the holiday season. We thank you so much for watching our show, and we'll see you in the next episode of Passionate Living.